So we're going to call to order the Alamance County Board of Elections. Today is September 13th. We are meeting in the County Commissioners' chambers. You have in front of you a copy of the agenda. Um, at this time, the chair will entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So move.
Second.
Okay. Uh, I'd like to add one item to the agenda, and that would be we can put it under other business, but we need to go into executive session for a few minutes. So if we would add that to the agenda.
Do you need a motion?
I'm going to say when I do this. Are there let's see, executive session? Are there any other additions or deletions to the agenda?
No.
Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the agenda with the addition signify by saying aye.
I just want to ask one question. Does that have to be on the agenda?
Excuse me, one moment. All those opposed signify by saying no. Okay, motion carries. Typically, you don't interrupt a meeting. Are you here for a public comment?
I think so, yes.
Okay, because we didn't have anyone to sign up for public comments, we don't have it on our agenda. Normally, people will come in and sign up or let us know that we're having a public for public comment. What say the board that we add public comments to the agenda?
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and second that we now add public comments to the agenda.
Madam Chair, would that be between items 1 and 2?
Between items 1 and 2. And after the public comment, then the board will have an opportunity to make the comment if they so desire. Okay. If you will come forward. You're allowed to give up public comment. What we ask is you give your name, address, and you have 3 minutes for public comment.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
I don't need it. Less than that.
Okay.
Y'all can hear me.
Yeah, give us your name and your address.
Nancy Hesters, 110 Alyssa Drive, Gibsonville, 27249.
Okay.
I'm just wondering when is the logic and accuracy testing of the machines? Is there somebody here that might know that?
When we haven't set a date for that yet.
Okay.
We haven't got the coding from the company to start the process. So it just depends on, it'll be posted online on our
Okay.
website, the dates for that.
Will it be before the next meeting, the next monthly meeting, do you think?
Well, our next meeting's coming sooner now because it's an absentee meeting. Again, we expected coding any day. We just haven't, we're waiting.
Okay.
I imagine it to be probably within the next, Judson, 2 to 3 weeks.
Yes, more likely 2 than 3.
Yeah. But we will post those training dates on our website.
Okay, that's all I was wondering. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hester. Uh, Is there a comment or reaction from the board? Noah?
I have none.
No, ma'am.
No.
Thank you so much. That ends the public comment period, and that ends the comments from the board. Thank you. Okay, you have before you a copy of the minutes from July 19th. At this time, we will entertain a motion to approve the minutes from July 19th.
Move the minutes from July 19th be approved.
Second.
Properly moved and second that the July 19th, 2022 minutes be approved. Are there any corrections, deletions, or additions to those minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed will signify by saying no. Motion carries. Thank you. We're down to number 3, which is actually number 4, but anyway, number 3, the board, the director's information to the board. And we have 3 items, and at this time, we will hear from Ms. Dawn Hurdle.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. We just wanted to give you an update on our training and setup for early voting sites. We've got our date set with IT, with the locksmith to change the locks, and the date set for staff setup. Early voting starts on the 20th. We'll set up Elon first on October 13th. With that being our newest site, we want to get that one, organized and ready to go. And then the next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we will set up the other 4 sites within those days before Thursday, early voting starting on the 20th. So that's ready to go. Our update for our election day precinct workers. We're doing it new this year. We're having a new way of training. We're excited about it. We hope that our election workers can, just maybe more. It's going to be hands-on. It's going to be over at Grove Park Baptist Church. I've got the dates set. The ones that's checked in red, that's the chief judge and judges trainings. If y'all could come to any of these. And then also the voting equipment trainings listed on here as well. But
Thank you for sharing this with us
Mhm.
in paper form.
I know.
and so what we're going to do is have, when they first get there, we're just going to have our normal, talking little PowerPoint, giving them the major information that they need, about election day, how they should behave, and things they should do and not do, and that type of thing. Then we're going to move over to the gym, where we're going to have that set up more so like a precinct, like their precinct. And they're going to have to go to each station and actually do, we'll have them broken out into groups. And they'll have to go through each station. And instead of us just sitting there talking and showing them on a PowerPoint, they're actually we're going to do it hands-on. So we're hoping maybe, this will help them. And with some of the newer ones that we have, because we have so many new ones, that this will help them on election day.
Oh, okay.
So we're excited about it. Hope that works out well. And then our absentees by mail, that began on the 9th. And as of today, Charlene has mailed out right at 1,000 absentees. And we've gotten 10 back so far. So that brings me to another, just remember our dates for board meetings will start every week starting October the 4th. We'll start meeting every Tuesday, for y'all to, approve absentee ballots. And at those 10 that have come back, they all came back properly signed. She didn't have to send out any cure letters or anything for those so far. So, do y'all have any questions about any?
Madam Chair, I had a couple of questions.
Yes, sir.
For the chief judge and judges voting equipment training,
Mhm.
about how long will those be, each one?
Well, let's see, the voting equipment training or either one of them.
Well, I'm thinking about just the ones in yellow.
Okay, the ones in yellow, the ones on Monday and Tuesday, those are that's yours, Judson,
Which ones are the ones in yellow again?
yours, the voting
Judges
equipment,
or,
judges and
equipment
chief judges.
Well, I'm gonna try and keep them as short as I possibly can while still hitting every point that they need to do. I tend to ramble a little bit. If you've been to one before, haven't you? But I hope to keep it around 45 minutes to an hour, not get off on any tangent.
I've attended them in the past, and I just
Yes.
wanted to know how much time I should allot for it.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Now, the ones in green, they might be 2 to 3 hours. That's the actual book
Book. Mhm.
training.
Mhm.
So, and then the others are assistants, and y'all are welcome to go to those, but those are the assistant trainings. They won't be as in depth. It's just going to be job specific for them. They're not going to get an overview of everything. They
Mhm.
just get trained for the job they're doing election day.
Okay.
So, but you're more than welcome to come to those.
Mhm.
Are there any other questions?
So if we attend one of these in the yellow, that would be enough because they're all going to be the same, correct?
Right. Any of the yellow will all be the same.
Okay.
And any of the green will all be the same. And what we're going to do as far as makeup classes, because we've already had several judges who can come to one training. They might can come to voting equipment, but they're going to be out of town for the book equipment. So I've reserved the Graham Library over here for the week before the election, a couple days, and we're going to video each station and have that, and then show the video of the beginning, and then they'll have to watch each training session, and we'll be there for our questions and answers as well for the ones who can't make the actual training date.
Mhm.
So we do have makeup classes.
Thank you. Mhm. Are there any other questions about the training for the executive director? Okay.
The next is your approval of the chief judge and judge appointments that we have currently. We have 2 permanent replacements and 1 temporary replacement that need y'all's approval. I'll start with you.
Okay.
I get it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And the other business, just want to see y'all's opinion, on if y'all would like to return back to the Board of Elections now, being as we've got absentees coming up, if we have to count absentees, or y'all approving absentees, we can't bring them back and forth.
Right.
Up here and the machines down there,
Mhm.
but it's totally up to y'all. We can continue having meetings here, or we can move back to the Board of Elections. That's just I thought I'd give y'all the option.
Comments?
Madam Chair, I recommend that we meet down at the Board of Elections.
Okay. Gary,
Yes, ma'am. Same.
Board of Elections?
Yes, ma'am.
Noah?
Board of Elections.
I'm on Board of Elections, so that you do not, since it is safer not to try to transport anything like that.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I'm this is a update. I just kind of highlighted the dates, that are coming up, and I changed I had it both if we stayed here or for the Board of Elections. But this one's for the Board of Elections, and just that's for y'all just to have. So
Thank you.
those are the dates coming up. And also, the email I had sent earlier to y'all about the public request, still haven't heard anything back from the state with all the public requests we're getting. They just advised us to wait to respond till we, get information back from them. What's happened, I think, is one reason it's taken so long with them is their main general counsel left. She left a week or 2 weeks ago. So they're left with one person right now, with all of every county getting those public requests. So they're trying to figure out, how to what's the best reply back to all these people that's sending these public requests. But as soon as I hear something, I'll let y'all know. But as of right now, it's still, they're all pending, waiting for the state board to get back with us. So
The one that you passed along is the only one we've received?
that's the one that was addressed to y'all.
Okay.
I've received a lot of basically the same thing.
Yeah.
They're all, let's see, they email them to me, they mail the same thing to me, then they, like 2 or 3 days later, they replied, you haven't replied back, and it's not just me. When I say me, they're doing it all over, and Kathy actually had a meeting, an interview with this group, and there was some people on that interview from other states that worked at Board of Elections. They're getting the exact same public requests. I did reply to one person because he got very ugly, and about us getting, it's the retention. It's November. This is the time we have to keep records from federal elections for 22 months. So this is the 22 months from November of 2020. It's like I told him, we keep ours off site in a storage, secure storage. We really haven't. It's time for us to purge a lot of those files over there, but we have years worth over there. That's way past due of being purged, so these are not going to be purged anytime soon. We like to keep them a little longer than what is required by law. So, and I kind of, that a lot of them feel better when they hear that.
Yeah.
We've had a couple coming into the office, and he felt, when I called him back and told him that we wasn't immediately going to get rid of these records, he felt a lot better. So That's the big thing, is us just not getting rid of the 2020 records.
Pretty much that's what everybody's requesting.
That's what everybody's requesting.
Mhm. And it's basically the same issue.
And it's the same letter, it's the same everything. Even their second request is exactly the same.
Almost like a form letter.
Oh, it is. It's, yes.
So,
Somebody just sent it out and said, y'all send these out, So that's what they did.
Mhm.
So that, and right now, I mean, everything seems to be going well. We're getting our supplies done. We do have an issue over at the View. It's, I mean, not with the equipment or anything. It's just they've cleared out a lot of land and things have entered the building, and it's we've had to get exterminators and things
Oh.
over there. That's not, but we're having to deal with that right now. I've told the county manager, I've asked, I've bought them gloves and things to, I even talked to Sherry Hook this morning to make sure it's safe, health wise, that they're over there in all of this, because it's, but we got to get it done. And she said she was going to check into it, but we are taking, they're cleaning as they go. Like I said, they're not wearing the little gloves like we wore during, I got them like kitchen type,
Yes.
thicker
Absolutely.
gloves. And and like I said, the exterminators come and put out stuff, but they cleaned all that land out all around it, and so I'm just assuming, because we've never had an issue before. So,
Mm.
yes. So,
Safety first.
yes,
Mhm.
Absolutely.
hoping that will, but that's really our updates.
Okay. Any questions?
How are things going with the new building?
I'm not sure when I met with y'all last. Had we met with the architect for the last time?
Mm.
Okay, well, we met with the architect for the last time. He just wanted to verify everything was like it was supposed to be, and they were getting ready to put it out for bids. They have to get 3 bids.
Mhm.
So haven't heard anything since. Don't know if they've gotten it out to bids yet.
How long ago was that?
That was maybe a month ago. I can check with Sherry
Mhm.
to see where that process is. We did tell them that August 1st of next year was our drop dead. It had to be done by then, because after that, we've got to start getting ready for either an October primary, but definitely a November election, and we're getting
Mhm.
moving, in September and October with elections.
Correct.
So we told them August 1st was the deadline for next year. If it's after that, we'll have to wait till after the elections again. But hopefully, they're really wanting our building, some other departments. So hopefully,
So there's pressure on both sides. On both ends.
Yes.
Good.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, we want whoever wants that one to have it. So we can have. So we can have ours. Okay. Other questions?
Just want to make a comment. It's just very helpful to have all of this information. Really appreciate it.
And we put all this on the website. Will Judson puts it all on the website as well. And I should have brought y'all sample ballots. I am so sorry about that. I didn't think about that. But they're on our website as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
They're both just alike except for District 63 and District 64.
Correct.
So,
Mhm. Okay. Other questions? Okay, before we go into executive session under other business, I'd like to know if anyone has any comments about the training, the 2-day training that we had?
It was interesting. First day. I didn't go to the second day. I got excused.
I thought it was very good.
Mhm.
And it's better to be prepared than
Yes,
to not be prepared.
absolutely.
So here in Alamance County, we haven't had too much problems with disruption and conflicts and things like that at the polling place.
Mhm.
But it's nice to get some training about how to handle it if it comes.
Correct.
And I thought that was very helpful. I thought that they were thinking ahead, and I appreciated that.
Because I was wondering, this is my first full year,
Mhm.
and I'm saying, wow, this stuff happens. Cause I'm saying, I had never heard of it here.
Mhm.
And I'm saying,
Mhm.
dadgum, this is interesting. You know, I'm saying, it don't happen here.
Mhm.
Would you concur with that opinion? That it
Well,
doesn't happen here?
at the 2020 election, it was,
See,
yeah.
I wasn't on board. with it.
But I'm to be honest, a lot of it I found out after, because during the 2020 election, I was so busy doing absentees
Yes.
that things going around. Kathy would tell me things later that happened. You
Mhm.
know, she was doing her duty as the director, and I was in there doing my, doing the absentees. I mean, basically from sun up to sundown in that election. That's probably been the worst one. That occasionally we have issues, but a lot of times they're with the observers. I know we've had some issues with observers if their names aren't on the list,
Correct.
and we had one at a precinct one year, and who really got very violent almost with the chief judge because he was insisting he could come in, and
Mhm.
we had not been given his name, but for the most part, I think Alamance is pretty good. I mean, like I said, occasionally we have, which that's going to happen.
That's usually election day
It's
problem.
usually election day. This
Mhm.
past election, we did have a few issues with candidates at the early voting sites, people calling us, complaining about them.
Mhm.
They just didn't like them coming up to them. And I think we had one incident over at Coronado where I think the candidate handed these people some, literature, and they just right in front of her tore it up and threw it away, and she went ballistic,
Mhm.
as a candidate, But I mean, that kind of we had complaints from the candidate and complaints from the people who tore it up, and she kind of got ugly with.
Mhm. Mhm.
But inside, I think we're pretty good. Yeah, I really do. Most of the time, I don't think we have much issues here.
Mhm.
And dealing with the public as staff members.
I'm sorry.
And is that also dealing with the public as staff members?
Public coming into our office and things.
Yes, or through communication.
We do get some phone calls sometimes, but most of the time it's not directed at us. They're usually complaining, about getting too much mail. We're getting, they don't like all the phone calls they're getting or things like that. Karen, here lately, Karen's been getting a lot, and she's been stuck. She's so good with them. She gets stuck on the phone for. Wow. Yeah, wow. But she just explains. She's got that voice. She explains it. She talks them. She can calm them down and explain to them what they're needing to know. And we've had several calls here lately, but
there's a lot of stuff out there that people receive and they make the assumption it is from our office.
Right.
Those items do have information on them that state that they aren't, but people just generally, when they look at it, of course, our address may be on it because it's to be returned to us. But some people get upset by it, and so we just try to, you know,
Mhm.
check and make sure they're registered, make sure they're not gonna have any issues voting, and then try to explain, you know, look and see if there's a contact proclamation aid taken off the list, you know.
Mhm.
that kind of-
Mhm.
But you've never felt threatened in any serious way.
I haven't.
I don't-
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
I mean, we had that one year where, again, if Kathy hadn't told us, I wouldn't have known it, you know, where supposedly we were threatened, and the sheriff just basically, that his department at night when we left,
remember
they
that.
watched us
Yes.
and, you know, that type of thing. But
Mhm.
I wasn't scared to come to work, and, you
Mhm.
know, so, no,
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Mhm.
Very glad.
Yeah,
me too.
That's the last thing y'all need.
Exactly. But,
true.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of people just, like, they listen, just get information from all over,
Yeah.
and if they would just ask, it's like at the balloon festival Friday, we were sitting beside one of the parties, you know, and we had a great conversation, and, you know, just telling them if anybody, you know, like, everything's open, you know, if anybody has any question, I know all this information is out, you know, but like, the voting machines, people, you can come and watch, you know, them, you know, test vote the voting machines, approving ballots, counting ballots, you know, the results coming in at night. I said, it's all open to the
meetings.
public. We're not trying to hide anything. And, you know, if people have questions, please, you know, send them to us, and we'll,
Mhm.
you know, let them watch. And I think once they can see that, you know, we're doing everything we're supposed to do legally, and, you know, I think maybe they'll feel better.
Mhm.
It's just, it's
I mean,
just so-
in a way, what they were saying at the conference is that sort of interaction can be an opportunity
right,
to clear up misconceptions and just build trust.
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mhm. Yeah, I put some of that in the chat when I was,
We seen your name.
Yeah, and I kept
There's
putting,
Dorothy.
and I put your name and Kathy's
Yeah.
name in there. I said, FYI from Alamance County, we know how to
That's it.
do a few things. Yeah. But I thought it was, I thought it was good. It's better for us to know in advance. And it was interesting to hear some of the issues that are happening in other counties, and that we are not having. I think we are very proactive
I think so too.
and in handling some of those issues.
Well, and I mean, I think y'all help a lot. You know what I mean? It's not, y'all get along, y'all work well together,
Mhm.
and it's not, I listen to some of the other counties.
Yeah.
And they're
Yes.
And I'm sitting there going, oh my gosh. I mean,
Yes.
I just don't, I couldn't handle that. And for it to get out, if y'all don't get along, how do you think that it puts, you know, that out there for the public?
Yes.
And, but y'all work so well together. I mean, so I think that helps
Yeah,
our county a lot.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I
Mhm.
thought, my goodness.
And I thought it was affirming too that we seem to do a good job with the quasi judicial hearings.
Yes.
And that I was listening to that presentation and the hearings that we've had as a board, and we seem to have done the right thing and do a good job with it.
That's true. I agree. Yes.
It never hurts having that stuff explained to us one more time.
That's right. No,
I
will.
know.
Yeah.
And listen carefully so that we know
Yeah.
that we are on the right track.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that is really good. Okay, any other comments about the training? If not, at this time, we'll entertain a motion to go into executive session.
So move.
Seconded.
Properly moved and second that we go into executive session. Any questions? Hearing none, we are now in executive session. So,